becomes very divine, and which is very powerful. And then I wonder then, when we think about yourself as not other artists but yourself, Jason, do you then say, okay, this is now my mission, and what you with this art and the stories, or do you have a particular mission that you're communicating with the art?
Well, initially there was no definite direction that I wanted to go. Okay, there was no definite direction, because I think in the initial times, I will have to train myself first of all to understand how to balance light and shadows, because that's what art is about. Art is about balancing your lights and your shadows. It's all about, because if you're looking at a piece of art, what you see is a plain flat canvas. But when you look at it, you will see that it has dimensions. So first of all, you start by understanding how to compose, as how to bring your composition to life through this balancing, how to manipulate colors, where to put your lights and where to put your darks. So those are the first steps. And then the second step is the subject of the art, which is that which you want to communicate, whatever that it is. It could be a design, it could be abstract painting that you want to use to tell a story. It could be human beings, it could be anything. Okay, so first of all is to understand how to create art. And the next is to choose your subject matter. And in my own case, I was kind of open to what will reveal itself to me. I did not pursue it and say, this is what I want to go into. This is the kind of stories I want to tell. And this is the kind of art I want to paint. Rather, I just started to experiment and see what comes through naturally. Okay? Because I think that's also is a wonderful thing, to be trying to create something and not knowing what is going to show, what is going to come through. And in the process of it, you start seeing something, and the work starts speaking to you and starts showing you the direction where you need to go. So you follow the work. If you follow the work, it's not as if the work does not follow you. Rather, you follow the work to see where the work is leading you to.
Wow.
Okay, yes, but that does not mean that it cannot look at a subject I want to bring it to life. I mean, it can, because there are all kinds of different kinds of art, Yes, pop art, surrealism, figurative, action painting, and what have you. All these art forms, they all have the ways you can bring them to life. Okay, but in my own case, I did not say I want to do figurative art, or I want to do pop art, or I want to do this kind of art. I just started to see what will reveal itself to me, because I believe that what I was doing, was a divine calling. And if nature calls me to serve in a capacity as an artist, I'm sure nature also made provision for me for the things that he wants me to bring to life. Okay, so that's the way I see it. So basically, at a point, I used to refer to myself as a blind artist. Okay, where I paint not with my eyes open, but with my eyes closed, because I want to see what will come through. I want to see what will come. And most times, when you finish a piece of work, you don't exactly know what the communication that might come off of it. You might not exactly know the meaning of the painting until several days later, or even months later, sometimes years later. You will come back and you see the message that that piece of art is trying to convey to you.
Okay.
Okay. And in the same way, an artist can paint something and not entirely know what the meaning of their work. And some person who is an outsider can come from somewhere and explain the same work to the artist that painted it. So you see, yeah, art can happen that way. Okay, so that's the direction my art went, you know. I mean, I have commissions where someone will say, okay, paint this for me based on their own, you know, what they want to, you know, what they want to bring to life.
Yeah.
They commission you to paint a human or paint whatever, okay? So it can do that as well, you know, but that's a different thing, you know, entirely. But, you know, an artist can decide to, can have an idea as well, you know, have an idea that they've been nurturing for a while, and they might decide to convey the idea through their painting, you know. But most of the times, what really thrills me in my own art is that I want to be surprised most of the times. I want to see what is, you know, what will come up, what is trying to reveal itself, you know, because, you know, in creation, it can have too many byproducts of one, you know, just like in petroleum, okay, when you have the crude oil and you start refining it, kerosene comes out of it.
Yeah.
Diesel comes out of it, and then PMS comes out of it. So from the same crude oil. So art happens that way as well, where you can be trying to create something and you start seeing something else start manifesting, okay? And then you can either follow what is trying to come true, or you can continue to your original idea. Okay, so art is vast, like it's vast like that. You know, that's why upon years and years and of hundreds of years of painting, people are still painting. People are still coming up with new ideas, and in the future, it's going to be that way. There's going to be new forms of art coming out based on individuality of the person, of the artist, and where the inspiration of the artist is coming from. You know, because I believe that art basically paints itself. You're just a medium where these things come true. You know, there are too many forms of art, and there are too many forms of art, you know, that are lined up, you know, in nature, waiting for their time to manifest. Okay, so that's what art is, you know.
I mean, that would lead us to it would lead us to excellently to look at three of your works that we've got here, which I'll bring up, and it would be good if you explain the meanings behind it, or what was going on while you're going for them, because I guess it is fascinating to be able to see and hear. Get it up here. So as I'm sure we should be able to see. Yeah, so could you walk us through this particular piece?
All right, so this piece you're looking at is titled The Tree of Life. Okay, this work, I can't exactly tell you what inspired it, but what this art is trying to tell us is it's trying to bring us to understand the mechanisms behind the things that work. Everything that works in life has a mechanism, you know, that is propelling it. Just like a car, you know, let me use that analogy. You know, you see a beautiful car, and it's all beautiful and nice with nice paintworks. nice interior and everything. But those things are not the main part of the car. Okay, there's what propels the car, which is the engine of the car.
Mm.
The engine of the car makes a car valid, basically. Because it's true, because without the engine, there will be no car. The car will not move.
Mm.
But most of the time, we don't see these propellers. We don't see these things that makes the car to move.
Mm.
Okay. So this is just me kind of trying to. Okay. I mean, when you look at the tree, you can see that. I mean, when you're looking at the tree, you don't see its roots. In most cases, you don't see its roots.
Mm.
You only see the tree. If it's a flower or whatever, you don't see its root. You just see the beautiful flowers or maybe the fruits that it brings, but you don't see the root, which is the main component that actually drives the growth of the tree.
Mm.
Okay, if you want to kill a tree, all you need to do is you kill its roots.
Mm.
Once you kill its roots, the tree is dead. Okay, the same thing with with us as human beings. We all have a place where we come from. Where we come from is our roots. Okay, and our roots are very important in life because that is where our DNA is rooted. Our DNA is rooted in our roots. Okay, so if you want to know somebody, if you want to get to know somebody and know their temperaments, their ideals, what they stand for, you need to trace their roots. You go back to their roots and look at their structure, their family structure, and you start to understand the stuff that the person is made of. Okay, just like in this case. And then you look at the tree, you can see that it has two different colors. There's a red color and there's an earthly color there, which shows us that in our veins inside our body, we have blood running in our system. We have blood running in our system. We don't see this blood, but when the blood is contaminated, it's as good as somebody falling ill, or look at, if you like, let me just use what is happening recently with coronavirus.
Okay.
Coronavirus once it gets into your bloodstream, that's where it starts attacking you. Okay, and then you start feeling unwell. So there's this importance for us to take care of our roots and make sure that our roots are healthy. Once our roots are healthy, then our life, our exterior life will be much more beautiful, and much more healthy as well. Okay, so roots are very important in our lives. If you really truly want to get to know somebody, you go to their roots and then get to understand who they are and where they're coming from.
So we go to the next one. Day and night.
Yes, this is what this is basically trying to show us the importance of timing in the human life, or in everything that we do. That time is very important. Okay, and if you're looking at this composition here, you could see that the exterior part of the composition, you could see the blue sky, and then right in the interior of the composition, you can see that it's night.
Yeah.
So basically, this person here is having internally in their subconscious, they're having a night season. Just like everybody has a time in their life when where they go through, should I say, there's a time to plant and there's a time to reap, okay? There's a time to be born and there's a time to die. So everything works according to time. So in this case, you're looking at this person that the person, she in this case is having a night period in their life where they will have to wait, or whatever that night season brings to their life. Maybe it could be a time of reflection. It could be a time where they're having some challenges and difficulties in their lives. It could be a time where they would have to go under, and kind of be more like introspection, kind of. Okay. But then if you look at also in the composition, you could see that there are cracks. There are cracks in in their faces, which shows that it's just something that can happen with time. When you have something that is new, over time, that things begins to change. It begins to change with time. Cracks can happen, changes can take place. There could be growth and there could be degeneration as well. But at the same time, there's beauty, in transition of everything, because nothing can be stagnant or nothing can be static. Everything moves. There's a projection to everything in life, and that projection is steady and is continuous, just like a clock. A clock does not stop. It continues to go. It continues to move.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what this work is trying to, kind of bring to, to our understanding, the structure of life and how life, can be all, progress. I mean, even when you're having a nice season, it does not mean that it's a bad time for you. It's just a time in your life where you have to go through that to get to the other side, basically.
And then we've come to the final one. This is the broken bridge. Quite
Yes.
Interesting. I see there seems to be a little person over here. So, but what would you say about this?
Oh, well, this broken bridge is a composition that is trying to illustrate to us how important a bridge is. A bridge can be anything from your helper, or it could be an interface, put it that way, an interface that bridges the beginning, or say the source, to the final product. Using let's say a light bulb, for instance, there's a source where the light is coming from. Okay, call it a station or a substation or whatever. And then there's the end point where the light is actually shining through a light bulb. And the interface that connects the source to the point where the light is shining is a bridge. Just like in a switch. If you flick on a switch, what the switch does is the switch will bridge the gap between the source and the endpoint to connect together, so that there will be a seamless transmission of light. Okay, so in this bridge, what I'm trying to, in this case, broken bridge. So what is trying to tell us is trying to bring to us, especially in Nigeria, where we have a broken down in the system of where we no longer our middle class, the middle class, which I believe is a very important class in the society, because it's the middle class that connects, that is the interface between the very poor and the very rich. You know, the rich people and the poor people are connected through the middle class. Okay, so a rich person goes from being, a poor person goes from being poor to becoming a middle class, and then from there they can aspire to get rich. But you know, in Nigeria, that bridge has been broken. We don't have the middle class anymore. The middle class has been eliminated, you know, to the point where there is no connection between the rich and the poor anymore. Okay, and the rich could be in their beautiful, wonderful apartments, and they are looking over to the other side, which is the, you know, the poor area, and both of them coexist in the same place. But there's a huge gap, you know, between these two classes, which is the middle class. So in this case, the bridge has been broken, and you could see, you see, like you said, you pointed out that you could see someone standing there on that bridge, and that person does not have any means to move from the point where he's standing at to actually, you know, moving to the other side, which is the rich side. Okay, so that bridge has been broken. You know, so this work is trying to tell us that we need to repair that bridge. We need to fix it, because it's very important in our lives to, you know, to distribute for wealth, just call it wealth distribution. If you want to distribute wealth, you know, and create wealth, you're going to need the middle class, you know, for all these things, you know, to happen. So middle class is very, very important. And in this case, the bridge is no more. So that's what this work is, you know, trying to educate.